Department. We're going to be starting the broadcast in 1 minute. We still have a ton of people logging in. We're sitting here watching the phone lines light up. Wow, love seeing this on a holiday. That makes it very, very special when you see this many people logging in. And, you know, we've got the Rose Bowl parade going on. We got sales in the malls. And, Brittany, I'm sitting here watching it go, attendee coming online, attendee coming online, attendee coming online.
It looks good.
It looks good. So let's go ahead and crank this thing off. Happy New Year's to everybody in our Invita family, and welcome. It's guys, it's 2017. It's hard to believe that a year ago, on January the 20th, we had our platform built, and we were launching, and we were very blessed to be introducing at that convention our partner, National Life Group, and Brittany. She's going to come on in just a minute, and she was the one that represented National Life, and it has been a blessing. I've been around the direct sales industry, and I apologize for my cough, a long time, and very seldom do somebody roll up their sleeves such as she has. Come to your hometown, go to Houston, go to San Antonio, really get down on the base level and see what she can do to help build our teams. But before I introduce her, just a few announcements I want to go over. Number one, who do you know in Atlanta, Georgia? I'll be jumping an airplane in the next 36 hours. I told everybody last week, I said, get X number of people registered for the convention, and I will buy a ticket to come see you. Congratulations, Bobby Flowers, Denny Faircloth, the rest of the Atlanta crew for getting everybody registered for the convention. I will be there Wednesday. Check your emails, everybody. I will have an open meeting while I am there. On the following Monday, we'll be catching an airplane headed to Houston. Our president, Mr. Philip Hudgens, will be attending with me. So we will be in Houston on Monday and Tuesday. Check your emails for that meeting. We will then be going to it. Congratulations, Houston, for getting so many people registered. We'll then be going to San Antonio. Congratulations to everyone in San Antonio for having record days getting people registered for the convention. We'll be there for 2 days, so check your emails. And then back in Dallas on Thursday night for our flagship meeting. You will want to be there early for that. It's been standing room every week. And as always, you'll have a star-studded lineup: Ralph, Michelle, Robert, Mr. Philip Hudgens, myself, Brother Bobby White. It will be a 2 to 3 hour event. But you want to get all of your guests at these events that you can, guys, because you have to understand, on January the 1st, everybody woke up, and some people said, I want to lose more weight, but most people said, I want to make more money. So they're looking for somebody that's looking for them, okay? So take your Secret Service vest off at Nobody Knows You're in the Insurance Business and get them to one of these meetings. Go through your daytimer, go through your phone, think, who do I know in these cities? Second of all, is the slate is clean. The clock restarted yesterday. Anybody that sells $10,000 in the month of January in premium will be invited to our black tie affair at the convention. And guys, I'm telling you, a steak tastes better, shrimp tastes better, veal tastes better when our president, Mr. Philip Hudgens, is paying for it. Put on your best black dress, put on your best black suit. Hey, go get a black tuxedo. Invite your bride, invite your partner, invite your spouse, and get treated like a rock star. And more importantly, get your team there, okay? All we're asking is $10,000 in premium, okay? Your team will do what you do. It's the speed of the pack. And we have a young lady that's fixing to come on, and she's going to tell you exactly how simple that is. Our average policy with LSW is around $1,500 a month. So just back that up, look for 6 policies in the next 3 weeks, and guys, you're at the Black Tie Affair. As always, I wish we had her on more often, but it's my honor. Brittany, thank you so much for coming on. And everybody, just so you know, 1, today is a holiday. LSW is closed. 2, Brittany is laid up with a severe sinus infection, which she's off twice, and she was on the webinar early, excited, and saying, Tim, let's go make 2017 a big year. So, Brittany, girl, take it all away. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming on. We'll try not to cough on each other too much, but it's all yours.
Well, thank you. Thanks for such a great introduction. And I have to say before I get started that 2016 was already a great year in our partnership between Invita and myself and National Life Group. And so I am actually more excited for Invita than I am any of the, 50 other people that I have to service. So I have to say that it's been a blessing for me to be able to watch you guys grow and see your energy and your momentum. So I just feel it. I feel it in my gut. I feel it in my heart. 2017 is the year of Invita. So I'm excited to help get you guys going. And so happy New Year to everybody on the line. And I am sorry, I don't normally sound like this. I am sick. But when you guys see me at the convention, you will notice that I will be a little bit peppier and a lot less nasally. So I'm excited to see everybody there. So I want to get going on talking about some of our flagship products, and certainly the products who, like Tim was referring to, are going to get your sales in the door quickly and get you paid quickly. Because at National Life Group, we're all about keeping promises. We want your clients to be totally covered in the best products in the industry. But at the same time, we also recognize that you guys aren't out there doing this for jelly beans. You have families, you have homes, you have expenses for your everyday lifestyle, and those jelly beans are not going to cover that. So we're trying to put the best products in the industry and in the market for your client, but also the ones that we can streamline the fastest to get you paid fast. Because at the end of the day, if we take care of you and you can take care of your client, and it's a big full circle that we all love. So I am going to talk to you today about Flex Life 2. And so for those on the line who may have already heard of Flex Life, no number associated, just Flex Life. Flex Life was our baby, definitely our flagship, and is still actually available for sale. But Flex Life 2 is the new product that we introduced in about October, end of October, and it is just a high-powered Flex Life. So that's why I want to go over it today. And it's actually got some cool enhancement coming up in this first quarter of this year, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit as well. And then I'm going to go a little bit over our Secure Plus provider, because I do know that that's a product that you guys sell very heavily. So let's jump into it, get you guys motivated, get you going. So like I said, Flex Life 2 at the core is just like Flex Life. So we're going to talk about some of the enhancements that we've actually done to Flex Life 2. So what you'll first notice, of course, is it is just like its Flex Life predecessor. So it has a death benefit because it's life insurance. It also has some of the best cash value potential for your cash value accumulation for your client, for like their lifetime income benefit rider, for college loans, for any type of loaning or lending that they want to do from their own policy. Now, it's an indexed universal life, so it never, ever exposes your client's actual dollars to market risk, okay? So they're investing their money with us. They're giving us their money. We, as a carrier, are investing in market risk. So the client actually never loses. For those who are new to IUL, you will hear this term a lot, but zero is your hero. At any time the market is down, your client will get zero as their return. They will not get a negative 20. They will just get zero. So that means in that given year, they just won't earn anything, but they actually never lose. So it's a really great investment tool for your clients. Again, with having the increased cash value accumulation growth, you have access to a substantial guaranteed income. So National Life Group is one of 3 carriers that offer a guaranteed income for life off of life insurance, not an annuity, but life insurance. And we were actually the very first carrier to offer this. So we're going to be the first people to use it. We're super pumped about the ability to have our clients have tax-free guaranteed income for life off of that life insurance platform. And as well, one of the things that makes National Life one of the best companies out there, in my personal opinion, is that we have all of the accelerated benefit riders, meaning that National Life, unlike my competitors, we have 4 accelerated benefit riders. So we have a terminal illness rider, a chronic illness rider, think long-term care, critical illness, and, my friends, critical injury. Okay, so if your client has a coma, paralysis, severe burn, traumatic brain injury, your client will be able to accelerate their death benefit to help with that time in their life. Now, one of the reasons that I like to talk about those riders is every day horrible things are happening around us and to us as individuals. And so we want to give our clients the most access to their money that they can possibly have. Traditionally, life insurance is at death. It means that I have to die in order for my spouse to reap the benefits of this money that I'm paying every month. But now we're in a world where we can give our clients access to a product where I don't have to die. But if I unfortunately have a life-threatening heart attack, or I get into a car accident and I'm in a coma for a few months, I can now utilize my policy early to help alleviate some of the medical financial burden that my family will have. Medical bills are the leading cause of debt in America. Okay, let that sink in. The leading cause of debt in America is actually medical bills. So it's just one of those things that we should really be gearing our clients towards products that they can use in any spectrum. You know, we hope they don't have to use it for their death benefit, and we would rather them not use it for an accelerated benefit for an illness. But hey, if you don't use it for one of those two things, you're just going to draw a lifetime of income off this bad boy. So no matter what, you have to use this product, and that's what makes it so valuable to your clientele. And also, before I move on into the product as well, I want to just point out that for the critical injury, the traumatic brain injury, the paralysis, the coma, the severe burn, I want you guys to think broad. I want you to think our military members. I want you to think about your firefighters and your police officers. And hey, if you're in the great state of Texas, or as my coworkers in Dallas call it, the great nation of Texas, then you have a ton of football players out there, and athletes and young athletes and semi-pro athletes. Think about this rider, my friends. This is going to save some lives in the future. I have it on my sister. She's a college athlete. So it's just one of these things that you want to make sure all of your friends, your loved ones, and your extended loved ones are very, very covered for it. So now that I've just spent 20 minutes on the first slide, let's get into the actual product. All of those things are just key benefits from what you know and love about FlexLife. But FlexLife 2 has no fluid underwriting. So your clients who are age 65 and younger with a face amount of $250,000 or less do not have to do the blood, urine, or paramed exam anymore. Okay, you can skip that process entirely, which makes the processing time of these applications that much quicker. Okay, so excuse me, we have lowered the face amount of FlexLife 2. So FlexLife 1 or FlexLife, the face amount was the minimum face amount was $100,000. On FlexLife 2, it's $25,000. So it's a little bit more affordable having that smaller death benefit. And now it has the streamlined underwriting. In the first quarter of this year, so really any moment now, and I'm hoping I can announce it at your conference, it will be streamlined up to $1 million death benefit. $1 million. So that gives you an entire array of individuals to sell this product to without them having to do the underwriting. So it's a real, or the lab work, excuse me. It's a really exciting movement that we're about to make. We'll be one of the few carriers that offers straight through all the way up to $1 million on an indexed universal life platform. Sorry, my PowerPoint's going much slower than I'd like it to. Here we go. So, okay, so again, what we're going to be doing with FlexLife is that you're giving your clients the option of being streamlined. So if your client, for example, is a marathon runner and the best health classification out there, very young, and they want an elite rate class, then they may want to do the lab. They may want to do the blood, urine, and paramed. If you have a person who is healthy, just very, very healthy, but they have a busy lifestyle, or they don't like having their blood work done or anything like that, and you want to do them streamlined, then you have that opportunity. You actually get to choose which path you take. The point, though, in somebody doing the lab work would be to get the best rate class possible, which is an elite. If you do streamline, the best case scenario is a standard. So if you want your clients to have the best rate class, they'll do lab work. If they can get through just fine, just healthy as can be, but just need quick processing, the standard would be the best class that they can get. So one of the other things that we pride ourselves on at National Life Group is having true flexibility in our product. So we actually have 5 ways to take income off of a life insurance policy. 5. A lot of my competitors have maybe 3, maybe 4, but we have 5. So we're really excited to be at the forefront of this concept because clients really, they need to know that they're going to have money in their later years. And so if they're investing regularly into these life insurance products, they need to know that they're going to see a return on that investment. And why not utilize it for income, if nothing else? So we've also changed some of the wording that we've used on our riders, but on our income opportunities. We've changed the names of them. So if you're already familiar with how we actually have labeled them in the past, no worries, you'll get used to the new words very quickly. If you are not familiar, then even better, you're going to jump on the train with these new names, and it's going to be really exciting. So the 5th option that we came out with, because withdrawals are, if we just kind of go through the line here on the slide, withdrawals are the most traditional, longest way that anybody's ever been accessing income off of their policies. And a withdrawal is just as you would imagine from a bank. You are taking out money that you have put in. So you put in $10,000 for the premium, then you could withdraw up to $10,000. But let's say you have put in $10,000 of premium, but you have a cash value of $100,000. So why would we limit you to only withdrawing or taking out what you've put in? Well, that's where your loans come into place. So now you've got your standard loan, your variable loan, your fixed loan. All of those are letting your client access that $100,000 of cash value growth instead of just the $10,000 they've put in. So if we kind of go through the line for a second, you've got a standard loan, which is what the industry term would also be a wash loan, meaning that the charge for that loan is going to be the same as it gets credited for your interest crediting. So if the loan rate in that given year is 3%, then we will also credit your policy 3%, so it'll wash out that loan fee. That's your standard loan. The participating variable loan means that your client will still be in the market in the interest crediting strategy, earning up to 12% in any given year. So if that loan rate's 3%, but the market performs at 8%, then your client is actually going to walk away with a 5% growth in their policy because they only needed 3 to cover the loan rate. So they actually earn a little bit more money while they're actually borrowing their money. So it's working for them. The newest one that we've introduced is a participating fixed loan, meaning that we're actually going to lock in your loan rate early at a 5% guaranteed 5% rate, and the client can still participate in interest crediting strategies. We've added this option for those who are new to the industry or new to IUL. We've actually added this option because the participating variable loan rate can actually go up to 6%, 7%, 8%. And because there's no cap on that loan rate, we've had clients who want some sort of security in knowing that they're never going to have this exorbitant loan rate. They want something smaller that they can really hold on to. And that's where the participating fixed loan comes into play. And then you've got the lifetime income benefit rider, which is our tax-free guaranteed income for life, pulling off the cash value and death benefit of the life insurance policy. So we did change the names, like I said. I've already gone over the standard loan, but it used to be called the fixed net cost loan, or WASH loan is an industry term. The participating variable loan used to just be called a participating net, and then brand new is a participating fixed. So if you guys have questions on all of these options, I know there's a lot, then you can definitely see me at the convention and we can go over it together one by one, or one-on-one rather. But what's really important, and this is something I really want you to hone in on, is knowing that your client does not choose their loan option today, okay? So don't be overwhelmed by the amount of loan options that we have and feel like you can't sell this product because there's just too many options and you don't know how to go over them or explain them to your client. When you're sitting down with your client, you want to keep it simple. And I'm going to use this acronym, and I hope I don't offend anybody, but it was taught to me a long time ago, and it's called KISS. Always think in your mind, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid, meaning that I know so much information, and even here and now on this webinar, I could go on and on and on. But I've got to really break it down bare bones. I've got to keep it simple. And so it's just a little funny thing to say to yourself all the time. Come on, stupid, keep it in there, keep it down. And so when you're sitting with your client, all you really want to do is give them the exciting knowledge that they have 5 ways to take money, meaning that they have any sort of opportunity under the sun to access their own money. And really one of the best ones out there is that guaranteed income for life. But for you, for the agent who wants to constantly be on top of their craft and know what's going on with these policies, that's where these loans come into place. And so what we're saying here is that we're able to lock in that rate at 5% today, so that 20, 30 years from now when your client accesses their policy, they could say, oh, the variable loan rate's at 7%, I want to use my locked in rate. I want to use my 5% rate. And boom, that's how they take their money out. So they actually, it's very flexible for how the client chooses to do this. They do not choose their loan today, though. I just want to emphasize that. Nobody on their application has to choose the loan type they will use in the future. It's all dependent on how they feel 30 years from now. So another income feature that we're offering is actually the death benefit distribution option. Okay, so it's actually, it works in 2 ways. It's a true income replacement for beneficiaries, but as well, it actually creates more income potential for the individuals while they're living. Okay, so it works on 2 fronts. So if I have my life insurance policy, which I do have, and I've had for, 5 years now, and if my boyfriend becomes my beneficiary, which, you know, he's gotta marry me first. I don't just hand anybody my golden beneficiary status. It means that when that happens, I can cut my death benefit up, and he can receive it as income while I've passed away. And then while I'm living, I will also use this great benefit to increase my cash value growth, because the death benefit is actually going to be paid to my boyfriend over a period of years, anywhere from 10 to 30 years. So if I have a $100,000 death benefit, I can choose to have that death benefit paid out at $10,000 a year for 10 years to my beneficiary. By doing that, I'm actually creating a better expense structure within my policy. National Life Group has less risk on that death benefit because we're paying it out over time. So we're able to actually cut the cost for you internally, allowing your policy to have more cash value growth while you're alive. You can actually choose to combine a lump sum with the income, so it doesn't have to be all or nothing. And the one thing I will warn people on, though, is once it's decided that you set your death benefit up that way, you cannot change it. Okay, you can change your beneficiary at any time. So if like I said, if my boyfriend is my beneficiary, and he's getting that $10,000 a year for 10 years, but unfortunately he passes away in a car accident 10 years from now, but I'm still alive, I can change my beneficiary to my child, who would then still have to receive the funds at $10,000 a year for 10 years. You can change who receives the money, but you cannot change how the money is paid out. And the reason for that is because we are creating the better cost structure. So in order for us to change the death benefit to a lump sum, we would have to change all of the expenses in the policy to correlate with that lump sum. So that's why you can't change anything. Now, if you ran into a situation where your client has to make that change down the road, then it's easy to do. We just actually do an internal exchange into a different product, but and it works out just fine. But I want you guys to be aware that you can't just have it as the distribution option 1 year and then in the next year change it to something else. Let's see here. Oh, so the other great thing that we've added to this policy is actually the cause is our book. Okay, so Jackie and Kevin Freiberg are 2 very well-known individuals who have actually done research on cultures in companies, and they recently did Southwest Airlines. And Southwest has this enormous culture within its company, within its corporation, and it goes all the way from, you know, the people who put the bags on the airplane all the way up to their CEO. And so what it says about the company is that if we're emoting a great energy from the bottom of the top of our company to the bottom, then we're able to emote that out into our field force. And so we're all about having a cause, working towards a direction. National Life Group is always giving money to charities. We actually recently gave a lot of money down for flood relief in Louisiana. We're always going out there with Do Good Fest. Anything we can do to motivate a town, a school, a district, anything we can do to get in there and emphasize community growth and happiness, we always are a part of that. So we thought, how do we take this exciting culture we have and put it out into the field? Like, how do I take all of the exciting energy that National Life Group gives me, and how do I put that into Invita? And how do I have Invita put that into their clients? So it's all about me showing up with a great attitude and being excited and encouraging you guys to give back. But now we're giving your clients a way to do that with our charitable matching gift rider. So this rider, and I think I have this rider is the way for your client to give back to their schools, to their churches, to any sort of nonprofit that they can really put extra money into. So it's a way for them to leave a legacy, because people like doing business with a company or with individuals that share their values. So if you have a client out there who is really connected to their church, they are able to leave a percentage of their death benefit to the church, so that when they pass away, National Life Group will pay that benefit to the church. We're also going to match it at 2% of the policy, not to exceed $30,000. So I'm going to use our dear friend Bobby White, because I know him very well, and I know Bobby's very connected to the church. So if Bobby were to leave 10% of his death benefit to his church at his passing, and let's say that equates to $10,000, National Life is going to match that gift. So we'll pay the church the $10,000 from Bobby's death benefit, and then we're also going to match that at 2% of his total death benefit, and give that to the church as well in honor of Bobby's life. So it's just another way for our clients to have access to giving back and leaving legacies. It's not required. They don't have to do it, and they certainly don't have to choose to do it at application. It can be done any time in their lifetime. So although I don't have it on my policy today, who knows, maybe my mother will get diagnosed with breast cancer, and that will be a cause that it becomes extraordinarily dear to my heart, and I decide to leave a portion of my death benefit to that cause. I can do that later down the road. So again, it's just another benefit for our clients to feel connected and feel like they're really doing good with their life insurance investments. We've already talked about how the policy has all of the accelerated benefit riders, and I'll just kind of high level them really quickly here. So your terminal illness is when your client has an illness that results in death within 24 months or less. They get a lump sum of their death benefit. The chronic illness is when your client cannot perform 2 out of the 6 activities of daily living, or they become cognitively impaired. So you think long-term care, you think dementia, anything of that caliber that will really affect the client's life. And then you have your critical illness, which is your heart attack, stroke, cancer, major organ transplant, end-stage renal failure, blindness, Lou Gehrig's disease, and 6 more triggers after that. And then you have your critical injury, which is your coma, your paralysis, your severe burn, your traumatic brain injury. So I hope that in that large time of rambling, you guys notice that there is a ton of triggers. There are so many ways for your clients to access these riders. There is a sad misconception in our industry that, insurance carriers just put things out there but don't actually ever pay on their claims. National Life Group paid $1.9 billion in claims last year between our death benefits and our accelerated benefit riders. We are all about giving this money back to the clients as soon and as often as humanly possible. So I'm really happy to have a product that is so robust that requires your client to use it all the time. And finally, one of the last things that we've done to enhance Flex Life is to increase the persistency bonus. It's our way of saying thank you to our clients for staying with us and staying with us for their lifetime is our hope, obviously. So this bonus begins in the 11th year. Again, we're thanking them for that longevity. And so before, the bonus on Flex Life was actually 35 basis points, which is 0.35%. And so now we've got a 60 basis points bonus. So I hope you can see that we already had a really great cash value accumulation product, but through Flex Life 2, with this persistency bonus and with the ability to break that death benefit up, we're actually really igniting that cash value to be even stronger than it was before. And so that's Flex Life. That's our flagship. That's our product that we're in love with. It's the one that really is industry leading. It's top 3 in the entire industry. And so these are all of the enhancements. And like I said, look to the first quarter. I'm hoping convention it'll be brought up, but look to the fact that we are going to have the non-med up to $1 million, and really take a look at our puzzle, because at the end of the day, it's about protecting what matters most and figuring out those puzzles in life. So this product can be summed up in this little tiny puzzle. Remember, KISS. Let's keep it simple. So if your client is sitting there and doesn't really have the time to go over each nitty-gritty detail, you're just going to sell them on knowing that no matter what they do, they're investing in a product that they're going to be able to use should they die too soon, become ill, or live too long. Now, that's Flex Life. I want to kind of take a second here to go into our provider product. Let's get out of there for a second. Here we go. So Secure Plus Provider. Now, providers, I describe provider as being the little sister to Flex Life. I say this because provider is just a little bit smaller end than Flex Life is. So Flex Life has the expenses built into the first 10 years of the product. So from year 1 to year 10, your client is really paying all of their expenses. In year 11, those expenses actually drop down to about a $72 marketing fee and the cost of insurance in that year for the client. So that's why they're able to build so much cash value in the back end of the product. On Secure Plus Provider, the expenses are more levelized throughout the product. So they're not going to drop off at any point in time. So they tend to be more affordable in that first 10 years and then throughout the product, so the client is used to that expense structure. So it's just, it has a more levelized expense structure, making it more affordable and also making it an ideal product for your older clients. So when you start to look at individuals who are in their late 40s, early 50s, and they're just now getting into their Index Universal Life product, they're really going to probably see more benefit from provider just because of those lower expenses. If somebody's in their 50s, just now getting into an IUL, you don't want to front load them with expenses from their age 50 to age 60, because then it's really not doing them a good service. If you're able to keep their expenses level, you're actually giving them a better product for their potential growth. So that's where we're seeing provider used most heavily. Also on individuals who are really looking to do like $50 to $75 a month. I know Tim was saying Invita does an average of about $1,500. So provider is probably not going to be your number one product, but you could use it on the lower end sales as well. Provider has a cap of 10% interest crediting, whereas the Flex Life has a 12% cap. So you're able to see a more substantial growth in Flex Life purely by having a higher cap option. So that's why I call provider the little sister, because it does all of the same things. It has the lifetime income benefit rider. It has cash value accumulation. It has all of the accelerated benefit riders, but it just is all done on a smaller scale than what Flex Life is currently doing. Secure Plus Provider does not have the participating fixed loan, so it does not have that locked-in 5% rate. So it only has 4 income options on Provider. And let's see, what else is here? So it is the same product, though, in a lot of ways as what we know Flex Life to be. But again, just a little bit different scale in which it's done on. Oftentimes, I have clients, my clients being agents, so I have agents who run both products just to see which one truly is going to be more beneficial to the client. But I would say your go-to product is going to be that Flex Life too. And that's everything I have. I actually have the blessing of talking pretty fast, so I guess your webinar is a little faster than most. But is there, Tim, are you still on the line with me?
Absolutely. I'm sitting here learning and listening.
Okay, good. So why don't I don't have anything in my chat bar here, but is there any questions that you have or anything you think that I could really emphasize on for the folks on the line here?
Can we get copies? So look, I got questions coming through. Number
Sure.
one is, can we get copies of this PowerPoint deck?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if anybody else has any other questions, send them through. And second, check your emails. Amy will be sending out an email today. We will have this exact same presentation done tonight in Spanish. And Brittany, you're off the hook, so we don't have to hear your broken Spanish. So we have somebody else that'll be doing it. So be sure and check the email and plug anybody in your team that's Latino that would like to hear this in the second language. The next question is, can we? Da, da, da. Lee Ellis says, "Thank you very much. Can we get copies of PowerPoint?" Yes, Walter. Yes, we can. Rody Quinn Jr. Military members can qualify for 250K or less. That's a question.
They could, yeah. So actually, and the way that it works is actually the product goes up to $2 million. It's just the simplified underwriting is on 250 or less. So military members can have whatever death benefit they need. It's just that if you want to do the streamlined, simple underwriting, it would have to be 250 or less until we release the 1 million.
Gotcha. So this is what we'll do, everybody. Be watching your email. The PowerPoint will come out in the next 48 hours, and then also plug in tonight. And Brittany, most importantly, thank you, one, for coming in on a holiday. Thank
Of
you,
course.
two, for coming in sick on a holiday. And more importantly, we can't wait to see you front stage and center at the end of January because you've always got our back. And so,
I
when do
do.
we hear about the next trip? When do we hear about that?
I'll talk about it on stage.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Happy New Year. Happy New Year and be the family. Let's have a great week. Get engaged. Get qualified for the Black Tie Fair. Find out who do you know in Atlanta? Who do you know in Houston? Who do you know in San Antonio and Dallas? Me and Philip will be plugging in all four of them cities over the next 7 to 14 days. Now is the time to build, build, build. Getting one person on your team and getting them to the convention can change their life and yours. This is the most important time you'll ever have to interview, recruit, and write policies. Every person you get them registered for the convention. Let's make 2017 a year to remember. God bless and have a great day. Bye,
Thanks,
Brittany.
everybody. Bye now.